Well, we're here at the Amex where Brighton are presenting a very important report. It's all about the economic impact of the football club on the local community, the local area. And the figures are staggering. Brighton have generated and contributed around £600 million to the local economy. That was during last season, which was, of course, a very successful campaign for the club off the field and on it. And I'm delighted to be joined by former Brighton striker Bobby Zamora. Bobby, can you just explain a little bit more about the impacts of the club and the figures behind the report?
Obviously, you mentioned £600 million to the local economy, which is incredible. On the pitch, they've been phenomenal as well last year. With European football, more eyes being focused on the club, that will generate some more revenue. I'm sure people coming over to visit Brighton, visit the area, spend their money in the area as well, and it only means great things. It obviously comes from Brighton doing so well in the Premier League that these things will knock on, and the club looks like they're in an amazing place, and the area as well.
Can you quite believe how the club has grown? You joined the club back in 2000. The club had just moved back to Brighton. It was ground sharing with Gillingham. Yeah, well, we was playing at the Withdean, nearly 20 years ago, and there was a vision back then. There was a vision of an amazing place up in Falmer, and it's now a reality. But certainly, to be changing in porter cabins and training at the university, which certainly was nothing like the amazing facility that they have now. A spa would have been jumping in the ocean, and that would have been our plunge pool. But the club's done tremendous. The owners, Tony Bloom, has been incredible with his investment, and the management of the club and the running of the club that Paul Barber's done an amazing job. And obviously the players, the managers, the fans, everybody that's involved in the club have done a tremendous job to bring everybody to bring this club where it is today. It just goes to show, doesn't it? It gives hope for clubs at the lower end of the pyramid. Look at Brighton and perhaps other clubs as well to show what they can do and what they can achieve.
Yeah, definitely. I think that a lot of clubs are looking at Brighton, the model that they've taken on board, the way they're doing things. They're not spending crazy money on players. They're recruiting well. They're bringing young players through as well, and it is a business. The club know that they need to sell to keep the club moving forward, and they're doing it so well. And like I say, so many clubs are looking at Brighton, how they're doing it, and I'm sure that so many more will be taking a leaf out of their book.
Just finally, from me, last night, Tottenham against Chelsea at the Tottenham Stadium, Chelsea winning 4-1. That doesn't really tell the whole story of the game, does it? What was your reaction when you were watching that game? What's your assessment of it?
Well, 120 minutes, so a long old game of football. But listen, like I say, it's people watching the Premier League from all around the world, and if they're watching that, it's a hell of an entertaining game.
And Spurs, what do you make of their start to the season under Ange Postecoglou?
I've heard Ange's comments this morning as well, and what he thinks of VAR and referees, and just giving them respect. It's a tough job. It is a very tough job, and yes, we have to just go with the decisions. Really, it's after the event now. And there's nothing we can do, so it's just focusing on the next games and enjoying the Premier League and all the ups and downs that come with it.
Thanks very much for joining us, Bobby. That's the thoughts of the former Brighton striker, Bobby Zamora, talking about events on the pitch. Well, this morning we're talking about events off the pitch and the impact a Premier League club can have on the local economy.